up, guys? Hey, it's been a minute since I've been able to do a video, been able to do anything really. But I got a new kayak and it does not have lights. That's a problem, especially for me doing all the night floats that I do with the guys and, catching them cats. Anyhow, I'm going to bring you along with me today to see how I do it and what I use to do it. I've already built this light, which is also a pole holder, and the lights, they detach from here. And I'll go over how I built my kayak crate also. I didn't video any of it, should have, but I didn't. Weather was not cooperative with me, so I ended up building everything inside. The wife wasn't happy, but I cleaned up after myself, I guess. Anyhow, I'm gonna get this camera on a tripod and we're gonna begin. I've got everything to do. I gotta run my wire through my heat shrink tubing, the whole 9 yards. And the reason I'm running my wire through heat shrink tubing is because I didn't feel like waiting on the coated wire to get here, the double strand coated wire. So I just bought a roll of black and a roll of red of 18 gauge 12 volt wire. And then I believe it's 5/16 or it might be 3/16 heat shrink tubing that I'm gonna run it in. And after I get everything set up, then I'll shrink it down and then it'll be locked all together inside the kayak. What's up, guys? Hey, so these are the red and greens I'm gonna be using. And I got them off Amazon for like $23. They're 100% waterproof. They got a self-adhesive back that helps you whenever you're installing them. But what I like to do after they're installed is go around the top here with a little bit of silicone, or what I'm going to use goop or Gorilla Glue, whatever I have laying around here. I think I got some Gorilla Glue. But anyhow, we're going to get all these put on and mounted today, and my wires ran. I also have 2 switches that's going to be right in this general location right here. The reason being is because my seat's right here, and I want to be able to reach right down beside my seat and turn them on and off. Plus, with my seat being there, my on and off switches aren't going to get all bust up or, accidentally bump them and turn them on or turn them off, whatever. I feel like they'll be safer there. So we're going to go pick up a few screws real quick. I gotta run over to the hardware store. Forgot to get them. It came with bolts, and I can't reach my arm up in there far enough to actually bolt it on. So I'm gonna run over and pick me up 8 small screws. That way I can get them in here. But let me run to the hardware store. I'll pick them up, and I'll be right back with y'all. What's up, guys? Hey, so we just got back. And I got stainless steel. These little things are freaking expensive. Anyhow, they won't rust. So my plan is, I'm going to take my tape and put it on the point here. I'm going to come right around to this first eyelet. This first eyelet, it's like 14.5. So I'm going to do 14.5 on the other side. And then I'll go to the back and figure out what I got to do back there. But I'm literally just now looking at this, so not sure how long this video is going to be. Might be all day. Hell, I don't know. Anyhow, I'm going to try to figure this out. I'm going to cut and edit. That way y'all ain't got to watch all the boring crap. But as I go along and get things done, I'm going to make sure I point out what could be easier, different routes maybe you should take than I took, different routes that I took that you should take. Yeah, let me get drilling. All right, guys, I hooked here at the very point of my kayak. I came back 14 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill the hole. I'm gonna go to the other side and drill the hole. Try to keep you guys with me, so there's gonna be a little bit of camera switches here going on. Guys, the camera footage not the best. It's because I'm out here by myself. So we came 14 inches from the very top here down 3/4 of an inch. So get my camera set here. 14 inches down 3/4. All right, guys, holes are drilled, one on each side. Now I'm gonna run my wire from point A, which is here and here, and it's gonna come back here to point B. It's gonna be one switch here. This switch here is also gonna run my red and greens that I put back here. That way all my red and greens are hooked to one switch. Okay, I don't want 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 switches in my kayak. I want 2. One for the red and greens, one for the pole holder lights, which are my navigation lights. And it is right here. I'll show you what it looks like with that on later. I also have to heat these with a torch because I do not own a heat gun. I own torches. But anyhow, I'm going to heat this, bend that back to where they aren't shining directly at the tip of my kayak. And they are when they're on there. And I'm going to heat that, and I'm going to bend that PVC pipe, and I'm going to sort of adjust them like you do a car's headlights. I'm going to adjust them to about 30 feet in front of my kayak, and I'm going to center them also. That way, when I'm floating the river at nighttime, these bad boys have me covered for what's coming up. Anyhow, let me figure out how much wire I need, and I'll show you step by step as I go. Hey guys, I got my light hooked into, I don't know, 3-foot section of wire here that's plenty long enough for me to take and hook together. Because what I am going to do is this light right here, it's going to come down, come down, come down. And inside my hole here, I'm going to bring the one on the other side down. I'm going to connect the two together right here. So it's going to be this wire coming down, and then I'll have just the wire laying in that hole. And then I'm going to take this side, bring it down, I'm going to splice them together. That way, instead of 2 wires going into my on and off switch, I'll only have one. I'm pretty much going to create a pigtail off of that. So, slowly but surely, we are getting there. All right, guys, I got the red on. In case y'all didn't know, if you're looking down the front of your boat, I sit back there. Red is going to be left side. Green will be your right side, your starboard side. So, just in case you didn't know. Now you know. You know? As I bought all the heat shrink fittings, it's got the solder connects in them. That way, it's just not crimping them together. They're actually getting soldered together. Melt that solder real good and we'll be good to go. Oh yeah. Hot. Hey guys, I don't know if you've seen, but my red wire I cut shorter than my black wire, or you can do vice versa. But the reason I did that is the way my two splice connectors wasn't side by side. If they were like that, it would not fit through my 1/4 inch heat shrink. Being like that, fits through it perfect. I ended up having to get just tie wire I had laying around, and I run it all the way down through, made a little loop on the end, hooked my wire to, and it's working. Just where there, they just hooked it with a little loop. Unhook my loop. And black should be the first one to go through. You see how they're trying to go through at the same time just by pulling it, so I'm gonna have to pull the red out a wee little bit. Now, let me get it unpinched here. Okay, pull the red out a wee little bit. Now the black's got to go in first. And once I get the black pulled through, we'll get the red put in, make sure it's not wrapped around your end. And pulling the red. There you go, guys. See, I got her pretty much tucked up tight. I am going to pull on these just a little bit more together, just so I know they're all tight. Yeah, see, I want that sitting up inside there, just like that. I don't have a heat gun. I have torches. Okay. Now guys, all you do is just heat shrink it all, the whole thing. Guys, y'all can skip this step, or I mean you can really skip it but do it at the same time by just going by and coated 2-strand 12-volt wire. This is what I had on hand. This is what I'm using. Costs about the same amount to buy the wire and get the heat shrink tubing than what it does to buy the coated. Pretty much no difference. There you have it, guys. 2-strand wire inside of a coating. Yeah. Let me flip you guys around here if I can. Give me 1 second, guys. Trying. Alright, guys, so all I gotta do. Alright, guys, I got my big tripod set up now. I couldn't deal with that little thing. It serves its purpose, but this wasn't one of them. Alright. Heat shrink tubing. We'll put the black in, the red in, and just try to force them forward. Okay, I got the wires. Alright, guys, in case y'all didn't know, on these lights, there's a groove at the bottom of it. That's actually to let water out if water does get in there. So that goes down. Just like that, we have a green light installed. Really sorry about the camera footage, guys. It's been a minute since I've done any videos, and I wasn't fully prepared for all this. Guys, when I put my screws in my kayaks, I use a screwdriver, because the last thing you want to do is use a drill, run it through there, and end up stripping something out. Literally just a little bit of hand force. That's all you need. It ain't going nowhere. It's your wee little lights. Now, I did get this thing registered, so I do have boat numbers to put on it, and I do have a 70-pound thrust trolling motor that is going to be put onto this bad boy. Anyhow, there's the front two lights. You guys can see there's green on this side, red on that side. Now I gotta do the same in the back. Alright. Heat shrink tubing. We'll put the black in, the red in, and just try to force them forward. Okay, I got the wires. Alright, guys, in case y'all didn't know, on these lights, there's a groove at the bottom of it. That's actually to let water out if water does get in there. So that goes down. Just like that, we have a green light installed. Really sorry about the camera footage, guys. It's been a minute since I've done any videos, and I wasn't fully prepared for all this. Guys, when I put my screws in my kayaks, I use a screwdriver, because the last thing you want to do is use a drill, run it through there, and end up stripping something out. Literally just a little bit of hand force. That's all you need. It ain't going nowhere. It's your wee little lights. Now, I did get this thing registered, so I do have boat numbers to put on it, and I do have a 70-pound thrust trolling motor that is going to be put onto this bad boy. Anyhow, there's the front two lights. You guys can see there's green on this side, red on that side. Now I gotta do the same in the back. Hey guys, let's get the back 2 holes drilled. Alright, they're drilled, guys. I like taking my utility knife and ringing these holes. There's a little lip sticking out. You don't want that. You want that to be as smooth as it can be for a nice tight water seat. Alright, so now, same thing, just in repeat. What we'll do, strip this wire back just a touch. Just enough to where we can get 2 or 3 twists together. Okay. Now, I've got a long ways to go. It's probably not going to be that easy to do. Simple fact is I'm going to have to make me a wire to reach up in there and try to grab those. See, that's not going to work too well. Next step, the thing we can do is we're going to try fishing some tie wire. It's coming up on this side. That'd be just fine though. Okay. We're just going to spread that wire a little bit. Look in there, and that's just one wrap of wire is literally all you're going to need. One wrap of tape, I said wire. Alright. Shove that through there. Got the wire through it. Alright guys, so what I did, so you can tell there's two wires there. This one goes to the red light, this one over here goes to the green light. I just spliced them together here with some connectors. And then put some of this heat shrink tubing over the connectors because these aren't the waterproof ones. I don't have any of the blue waterproof. The red ones wouldn't work. So, and then I taped it with just some electrical tape. And now this wire here, it's going to run up and come out this hole right here. And then I got a wire in the back that's going to come out and come out the same hole. And then I can wire everything together. That'll be an on and off switch right here. And then I have another on and off switch. This one's blue. This one's red. The red's actually going to go to my red and greens. The blue's going to go to that light. But keep going on it. I tell you guys, it's becoming a pain in the butt to get that through there. Whatever you do, don't grab your heat shrink tubing and like try to pull on it, because then you stretch it and it makes it even tinier. That is not heat shrink, but it looks like I already hit that with torch. Anyway, it's in there. Might as well do it again. Guys, this wire on these lights is really, really, really thin. So I'm cutting about 3/4 of an inch and then bending it, twisting it together. That way there's more inside of these connectors to grab to. You can tell it slides right in them connectors. So it's not like anything's getting forced in, it goes right in. Might get a little bit longer. Perfect. I'm so ready to hit the river. Catch some kitty cats, bass. Well, normally I'm already been out on my kayak, but this year's been a little different. Too much going on, work, wife working, stuff like that. sure you hit those solder joints good, guys. You want that solder to melt inside of those connectors. Okay. Get the black one in because it's our long wire. Pull the red one right in behind it. And then pull the black one a little bit more. And take them together. Okay, there's that one. Now we just gotta heat shrink that coating. Come on, torch. Turn around this way, guys. The wind blowing it out. Because I don't know if this is much necessary, but I didn't want a bunch of crap wires, you know, just laying in water. I'd rather as much coating as I can get on them. These aren't going to be being removed out of the kayak. These wires will be, they're in there permanently. Why not make it pretty? Better set that down there before I melt a big hole in my kayak. Alright guys, we're going to have to get this through the same way we did the last time. Wherever the wire's at. Blends right in on that ground. So we got a hook on this end. We're just going to put that in there. Bend that hook down. Alright, go figure it's going to be. Last time I got her through just perfect. As I also have a trolling motor mount that I'm building for this. Didn't feel like I hit anything. Green lights on the back, fellas. Ladies and kids or whoever watches this, if they ever watch it. Okay. Popped up the hole there. Smoke them out. Also. I'm going to add to my piece here because I do want a little extra wire. You never know when you're going to have to maybe work on it or something like that. Switch go bad, anything. Just like that. Alright, see, that gives me an extra foot that, I don't mind that laying in there, I don't think. One thing I did think about doing was trying to pin it up here. It'd be nice if I can get a way to pin it up here to where the wires aren't on the bottom, they're actually riding on the top of this. I'll probably end up doing that. I gotta see if I got any aluminum pop rivets. I don't want to put stainless, but I have the stuff to do that. Alright. Alright, so let's get the other side put in, then I gotta wire all this together on this plug. This plug right here, it's going to power those, so I'll use the one that's already got the wires for that. And this one I'm going to have to build the wires to put on the end of it. Alright guys, I got one more light to put in, but I want to figure out this switch here real quick. You guys can see this hole's actually a touch a little bigger than 3/4, but I just used my bit and wobbled it a little bit. It'll be alright. I'm gonna seal it. It's gonna be a red switch here, a blue switch here, side by side. But I gotta figure out all the wiring and how they get wired, and I got another light to put on. So let me get working on the wire to get this light in and get right back. All right, guys, I have all the lights put on. They're mounted. Stainless steel screws. I will go around this whenever I'm done, and silicone these or some goop or something to hold them on there. But they're all there. Okay, I've got all these wires go to my red and greens, front and back. They're all going to be on one switch. Here's the battery box that I built that takes a DeWalt battery. I know it's 20 volt, but I ordered this little box right here. It's supposed to be for 24 volt going in, 12 going out, but I wired it up to the 20 volt and it's reading 12 volts coming out, so it's perfect. You know, waterproof. I can set this in the back, but that's all in waterproof, and then inside of shoot, I can't even think about it. All right, guys, all the red greens, they're on. And these are all the wires going to the red and greens, so I will have to strip, hook all them together. Here is the battery box that I had built. Cheap Harbor Freight waterproof box. They work great. Ordered this off, or actually my buddy Chris gave me this. It is 20 volt going in, but 12 volt going out. This little box right here, I don't know if y'all can read that. But it is, I picked that up at Walmart online, but it's 24 going in, 12 coming out. It's actually 20 going in with this battery, 12 coming out. Works absolutely perfect. Cool thing about these batteries is last summer I did a 9-hour float, night fishing float. So my red and greens were on all night long, and so were my amber spotlights. When I got out, I was missing 2 bars of battery. I still had a whole nother bar of battery to go on that. So that works. But the idea here is this connector is going to go to this connector that is going to be coming out right behind my seat to where I can hook this together, okay? That's going to put power to my boat. Then I can turn it on with the on and off switch here. So when I turn it on there, it's going to put power to my switches here, and I turn them on. It's going to do what it needs to do. And then I am going to have another one. This plug here, it's going to be coming out of here also. That way, that light right there can quick connect into that. Be easy on, easy off, not have a bunch of wires laying all around when I'm not using my lights. It'll be perfect. All right, guys. I actually forgot the video there for a short period of time. But what I've done is I put 2 holes in here. Yeah, that's going to be behind my seat, out of the way. I got these rubber grommets. I was going to go buy some of the twist-on ones, but I can't get my fingers down in there to hold the nut to be able to twist it on. So this will be just fine. I'm going to glue that back. And it fits tight around that little thing. I mean, she's tight. I'm going to do the same here. The one that is right here actually goes to my power supply box. My fishing crate, it's right in the shed. Don't mind my shed, it's a mess. But anyhow, fishing crate is sitting in the back, this is sitting in the bottom of it. I'll run this right through one of the holes in the fishing crate, plug it together. My on and off switches, they work. I had a little bit of a headache of a time figuring out how I was wanting to run everything, but I've got it figured out. I got to put one more cable in Then I'll wire everything up, and hopefully tonight I can have this thing out here with my bright lights turned on and have them shining. So it's getting close, man. Catfish won't be long before the catfish in the river are hitting. I gotta get this thing done. Also, I bought keel guard Kayak sheets off of Amazon. I'm gonna cover the front and the back keel guard. And then I guess right in this area, I'm probably going to get me some of these tracks that are metal, or what is some type of really strong material. And I want to mount them right here, because I think my trolling motor mount's going to come across straight here. I'm going to cut my handle on my trolling motor to where when I'm sitting here, the handle will be right here beside me, ready to roll. It's getting there. This is a Lifetime Tamarack Pro. But you can see the Tamarack, the day I bought this, the Tamarack came off of it, only left with Pro, so I don't know if that's a sign. What's up, guys? So, I got carried away with trying to get this done before dark. But anyhow, I got an on and off switch here and here. It's literally going to sit right down in beside my seat. Let me get the lid on that glue before it dries on me. Okay, I got everything put in. I got to seal these down, everything. But I got my pole holder that I had built on. Okay, and with pole holder, you can pull these out and take this top section of the pole holder off for if you are fishing during the day and you don't need this. It's as easy as pull them pins out, take your lights down, and then you have just 4 rod holders there. But the main reason I built this is for night fishing. That's what it's going to be used for mostly. Don't get me wrong, we float during the day and all that throughout the summer, but I really get into my night floating for cats. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to get this pin back in. Oh. Alright, guys. I had to fight with that pin there a little bit. This piece here, whenever I drilled the holes, got a little off-centered, but I'm not worried about it. I will take about 1 foot of this and cut it back and then reconnect my connectors there to it. I don't feel like I need that much. My power box, it'll be sitting in the back of my my crate that I had built. But that is it, man. Like I said, this one, and for some reason, this one didn't light up. So there's the red and greens working. Ready to go. And then 2 amber lights. They are extremely bright. You will see tonight whenever I have to heat and adjust these, you can see how they are angled down to the tip of my kayak. I'm going to heat this and I'm going to bend this pipe back a little to where these are shining straight. But all in all, I love it. Start the seat on here and see what she looks like with the seat. All right, guys, I had to run inside and grab the seat, but let's see here. Yeah, they could have probably came up with a different locking system that was a little better than that, but oh well. Anyhow, there it is with the seat. And you can see that my hand goes right down in beside that seat. So when I'm sitting on this, I can put my hand right down there. Turn them on, turn them off. It's ready. This thing, I was checking this out, and this is pretty deep right here. So I think in the future, this is going to get a hatch put in that. And I will grab, don't mind my shed, it's a nightmare. That's the kayak crate that I built. I painted it that lime green and then used the net and went over it to sort of give it that fish skin look. But that's easy. Anchor system, pole holders, extra rope. But anyhow, I think now I can take these 2x4s off the bottom because I had actually built this for my other kayak, and the crate was just in the back there was too skinny to fit down in, so I built it and raised it 1.5 inches. Let's see what it looks like in there. Yes, sir. And then I'll be able to turn right around and do whatever I need to in my crate, which I don't normally get in the bottom of my crate much. I am normally in the top and the top only, but with this kayak, I'm gonna have plenty of room to put stuff. This little cubby here, which just sits in. But I've been seeing some videos where guys raise these, and I'm thinking that I may raise that about 1.5 inches or 2 inches. Reason being is I would like to be able to slide a box under that. So if I raise that 1.5 inches, I can easily slide a box under that and have storage up under my seat. But it's getting there, guys. It's a work in progress. All right, guys, I'm going to straighten these bad boys. Covered that side over here with an old glove. That way it wasn't shining. Now I'm just going to heat it, and I'm going to sort of do like you would with a car's headlights. If you've already painted this, you are going to bubble your paint, but it's no biggie. Just sand it off and repaint it. She's getting hot. It's already good to go. Here, guys, so I want that. That looks pretty daggone good right there. Ouch! As soon as it sets a little. Let's not burn up everything we just worked on. I have boards here holding that thing straight. It just slid off of one of them. Let me get this thing set back up. Yep, there we go. Because I got boards under here to sort of level this out, but you all remember it was like hitting right at the tip of my boat. Now I got it shining all the way out there. That's good. I don't know, 30, 40 feet. So now I'm going to cover the light that I just did. This light, and I'm going to do the other light. honestly, I still would like to have that a little bit. I'm going to straighten that up a little bit more, guys. I love it where it's shining, but I want it, it's sort of leaning on an angle. You know, I'm the type, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do the best I can, not just throw it together, make it look crappy. Alright, so. Okay, so that should be right there. Guys, that's literally like perfect. I know it's hot, but if you sit there and squeeze it, your pipe won't have like a kink in it. You can make it straight. It's right where I want it. Alright guys, I love that one. Okay, so we're going to take the glove off of that light. Put him over that light. And then now, I'll show you guys. Now the front of my kayak's getting lit up again, you know. So, I can't even see my driveway. My driveway is about 40 feet. So you want that adjusted out to where you can see rapids coming, rocks, you know, falling over trees, whatever's in the water that you need to look out for. You might want to be getting your lights tuned up. Just blinded myself. Alright guys, my phone died on me when I was doing that, but anyhow, I got done, everything straight. Red and greens, bright little things. And then it's still on the front of my boat, enough for me to be able to see my rods and stuff at nighttime. But I'm really going to be able to see down the river. And I have purple lights that I'm wanting to get to put one here and one here. That way I don't have to have that on. I can have them purples going, and my whisker seeker ought to be glowing. Anyhow, guys, if you like that video, I know it's in and out, and I don't know how many times to record sections of it, but if there's any questions on how I did something or whatnot, just feel free to ask and I'll reply. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share.